Hi, I'm Mark from eReplacementParts.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the Anvil on a DeWalt impact driver. The Anvil on your impact driver serves two purposes. The front part of the Anvil is where the bit attaches. The rear part, which is inside the gear case, is where the hammer strikes the Anvil. Either of these surfaces can wear down over time and the Anvil will need to be replaced. We'll show you how to do that now. To access the Anvil, we'll start by removing the housing. First, I'll pull the battery away from the tool, and now there's a series of screws I need to remove so I can take the housing off. With the screws removed, now I can go ahead and split the two sides of the housing. Now you can see the internal components of the impact driver. We have the switch, the motor, and the hammer assembly. The next step is to remove the hammer assembly. My DeWalt impact driver has a light at the front of the grill. There's a wire that operates those lights. I need to split the wire connection, and now I can pull the hammer assembly away from the rest of the drill. Now we need to remove the anvil from the rest of the hammer assembly. To do this, I push on the front of the anvil, and the interior components will come out of the housing. And the anvil will be right on top of this assembly. Now I can go ahead and rebuild the hammer assembly with the new anvil. I'll start by placing the spacer washer over the top of the anvil. Then I'll place the anvil on top of the hammer assembly. On the hammer assembly, there's a ring gear that needs to fit down on two pinion gears. So I'll line those up, and the ring gear will drop down into the black housing on the bottom of the hammer assembly. Now I can place the housing back over the top of this assembly and line up the notch on the hammer assembly with the housing. Now we need to mate the hammer assembly back to the motor. You'll notice on the back side of the hammer assembly, there's a pin on the top as well as some tabs down in the center. These need to line up perfectly with the motor. So I'll take the motor and place the gear inside the hammer assembly, line up the pin on the top, and make sure that everything comes solidly together before I place the assembly back into the housing. This may take a few tries. With the two pieces hooked together properly, now I can slide the assembly down into the housing. Now we need to reconnect the wires for the LED on the front of the tool. Snap the connector back together, and then carefully place the wires down inside the housing so that they won't get pinched by the other side of the housing when I put it back on the drill. And now I can replace the housing. And that's how you can replace the anvil on your DeWalt impact driver. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to leave a comment or ask us a question.